What's up, guys? Let's just get right into it. Hoppers. This is a movie made by Pixar. And actually surprised me for like too long. So it starts off with this kid, Mabel, trying to free some school pets. But then she gets caught. Then she gets yelled at by her mom. Then she has to stay at her grandma's. Then her grandma has like a little special place. And they can just enjoy some time together. And if you stay very quiet, some animals will show up. Then, after that, it became their special spot, but then now, by the way, her name is Mabel. She's like 19, I think they say in the movie. Yeah. But then she notices that they're going to blow up this weird little place. So then she runs over trying to stop it. Then she basically is rival with the mayor. Yep. Then they blow it up either way. Then she tries to get a few people and this old guy actually listens, but then he just asks for milk, bread, and eggs. But then she decides to go to this scientist place. He's trying to teach a class. But then she reveals that a beaver can actually save everybody. So Mabel tries to find a beaver by making a beaver trap. It doesn't work at first until a beaver actually shows up, but it runs away. Then it gets kidnapped in a truck. Then Mabel goes after the truck, but then it goes to the college place. So basically now she's going inside looking at the beaver tail. She realizes that the beaver is actually, like the scientist. Then they try to make her leave, but then she explains how it works. It's called hoppers, where a human hops inside of a robotic animal. It makes other people think that you're an animal. But then Mabel decides to take it and she hops into the brain of a beaver. Of like a robot beaver. Then she leaves the place and falls into the forest. Now she's in the brain of a beaver. Basically now. So now she's running around talking to a bunch of animals, but then she's trying to find a beaver friend. And there's a beaver friend. But then he tries to get eaten by a bear. Then Mabel saves him, but apparently there's this thing called pond rules, where when an animal needs to eat, they need to eat. We're gonna get into that in a second. So basically, they take her to meet the king, and I've seen the trailers, but if anybody that hasn't seen the trailers, the king probably would have been menacing, but whatever. But I've seen the trailer, so I know he's not. But either way, yeah, then he explains all the pond rules. Yep, suddenly he mentions that there's this little screech noise, and all the animals think it's there too. So Mabel decides to go try to take down the tree, and it's built by Jerry, the mayor, by the way. She takes down the tree, then she's known as the hero. Then the king makes her the vice king, basically. Yeah. But then she knows that she can't really stay since she has a human life. Yeah, and now I'm noticing, like, okay, like, here's what I'm noticing. A lot of these, like, some of these movies, like, a lot of Disney movies are basically humans getting turned into animals. That's like a trend what I'm starting to noticing. See, Emperor's New Groove, the guy gets turned into a llama. Brother Bear, he gets turned into a bear. Soul, he gets turned into a cat. The Princess and the Frog. Do I even need to explain? Like, Turning Red gets turned into an animal. What kind? Yeah, it gets turned into an animal. Like, a lot of these movies, they get turned into an animal. That is just something that I'm noticing in a lot of these movies. In a lot of Disney movies, there's a lot of there's just a lot of movies about people getting turned into animals. And this one kind of breaks, and like this one is kind of it, since it's still a beaver, and I know it's a robot, so just yeah. Either way, back to the story. But either way, then they try to then wait, what's going on? Oh, there we go. I don't know. Yeah, just something was just going on. So yeah, but then yeah, then they free like the glaciers, and then they flee the glaciers. So now they need to. Then she needs to go back home. But then she builds. Then the mayor builds another one, which she gets really angry about. So she asks the king to call in like a king meeting, which I would like the council. Yeah. Then the queen of like the king of the council is this butterfly. Yeah, it's a butterfly. Yeah, just yeah. Then Mabel gets like this speech. Then 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 the butterfly gets an idea to squish Jerry. Then everybody agrees until the butterfly tries to attack Mabel, but Mabel accidentally kills her, and she also has a son named Terry, which... Okay, I'm kind of struggling to figure out who the main villain of the story is in this movie. Now thinking about I'm starting to struggle of who's the main villain. Is it Terry? Is it Jerry? I'm starting to struggle on which character is the main villain. Yeah, that's just something that I'm trying to figure out. There's this lizard. Not sure why I mentioned that there's a lizard. I don't know. I like lizards. Either way, then they're trying to save Jerry by using a phone. They can basically use emojis. So basically, Jerry tries to drive away, try to get them off, but then they literally grab a shark and tries to squish Jerry. I thought they were going to use like the robot foot, but whatever. And they try to use a shark. Also, a suggestion animal, next time use a whale. Whales are like extremely big. So yeah, next time use a whale. Just saying. Yeah. But then the whale drops and there's like this whole car crash. Oh yeah, also should I mention the bear, the boring beaver? the lizard and the Beaver King also decide to join. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just talking about the main important details of this. So basically, then she gets captured, then she gets turned back into the mind of the human. I forgot what a human is called. Either way. Yeah, but then they get kidnapped and it gets turned out that the scientists are getting controlled by all the animals. It gets turned out that Terry is now in the mind of a human robot. That's pretty interesting. Did not see that coming. Then they decide to take over the world and kill every human and kill every animal. Then Jerry hops inside of the mind of a robot beaver. And now they have to save the day. Then they're at the convention and Terry is asking a really awkward questions. Like, have you ever killed a bug? We all have killed a bug. Either way, then after that, Mabel shows up and has this really funny speech. I'm sorry I killed your mother, which obviously in human would basically be funny because it says that she killed his mother, which I feel like it would have been funnier since Jerry's mother was watching the convention, so I feel like it would have been funny. Not saying it wasn't already funny. I just feel like it would have been funnier if she was like, "I'm not dead, am I?" Ah! Yeah. But then there's this whole fight. Then they remove the robot face, which reveals like the robot itself. Here's the thing: he's not able to unlock the phone. Then they accidentally burn down the entire forest. She accidentally burned down her grandmother's thing. Then the king dies. Not just kidding. The king lives. Yeah, the king lives. Yeah. And I also like the fact that they didn't really do this fake out death scene. Kind of like, basically in movies like Elemental, even though I love Elemental movie, it's my favorite movie. I'm just saying, like movies like Elemental and just like a few other movies, they do like this fake out death that goes on for like 5 minutes, and then reveals that they're not dead. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four also did that, and you already know that the character won't die. Yeah, and you know that the character won't die. It's just, yeah, and I like that they didn't actually kind of not did that sense. They made it clear that the king got hurt, but they didn't really say that he died. But then they get out the fire. Then they have to ruin like the pond. And bam! It washes up everything, and that's kind of basically the end of the movie. There's also some references where like the scientists sadly can't do hoppers anymore, but she's building other things. Like, so there's this really fun cameo where like you see like the robot character from Lightyear, like the dog collar from Up, and just so many other more references. I thought that was really cool, but yep. But hey, that just because they can't do hoppers anymore doesn't mean that she can't communicate with the beaver. by using their phone. Yep. Then yeah, the post-credit scene shows up, and it's not, and like they're not really a portrait of the plot, but it's basically these animals like pretending to be fairies, and then the animals finally finally giving the old man his bread, milk, and eggs. That's Hoppers. This movie is the best Pixar movie ever. Okay, I'm joking. It's not the best Pixar movie ever. It is a good movie. It ain't as good as Elemental. Yeah, definitely not Elemental, but I'm willing to rewatch it again. Complaints about it. I'm not really sure what complaints I would have about it. Like, probably the fact that, like, and I feel like some of the side characters should have gotten more screen time, and just, yeah. There's better Pixar movies, but this one's still really good. Peace.